Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starladder Season 7, Day 26. We're halfway through. We've got our third match of the day. Was this match number 4? I'm actually confused.
Fourth match.
This is fourth match. All right, sorry, folks. This is the fourth match of the day. This is Rattlesnake International, a.k.a. Team Kaipi, as some of you may know them, up against Virtus.Pro. Now, this is always a big matchup. I'm going to apologize for screwing up. It is the top 4 that move on, not the top 8 from the round robin of 16 teams in the opening 30 days of Starladder Season 7. So, of course, Rattlesnake / Kaipi, right now in the standings, they are 8-2, and they are number 4 with 10 matches played. So needless to say, they need this. Seeding is big. Virtus.Pro, they're out and down for the count. They're actually really low at the bottom. They are 4-9. So we've talked about this a little bit. Virtus.Pro, the team, could be a case of too many chefs in the kitchen. They've got kind of an all-star roster, but they haven't sort of had that team cohesion that have allowed teams like Alliance and Kaipi and some of the others to be a bit more successful. So I am Zyori. I did solo cast the former portion of today, and here for the remaining games and guys, we got Hippie with us. Chris, how you feeling?
I'm pumped up, man. I'm a little disappointed that I missed most of the earlier matches today, so I can't talk about what did or didn't happen. But I am excited for this one. I'm excited for the rest of the day. This should be it should be a great match. It's a lot of star players. I mean, like you said, Virtus.Pro not performing up to where everyone thinks they should be. But it could be, every single day we could find that we load into a game with Virtus.Pro and they've hit their stride. They've found their synergy. They've figured out what they need to do. And suddenly they're playing like the stars they are. So I'm hopeful every day that we see that come out of VP. And we know that Kaipi / Rattlesnake, that's a great team. They've been putting up some good results.
Oh, for sure. Definitely right here. So we did see some interesting picks come through as the bans and initial picks are underway. Wisp and Bat Rider going to be taken off the field by Rattlesnake International. And Virtus.Pro going to take out the Outworld Devour as well as the Visage. That'll open up for a first pick Naga Siren for Virtus.Pro. No surprise there. We've been seeing that more and more if she's not banned in that first grouping of bans there. Rattlesnake with some interesting first picks, though. They're going to grab the Clockwork and the Troll Warlord as Virtus.Pro grab Weaver for their second pick. So an interesting opening. We've seen Troll make a bit of a showing as well, but not too frequently we see Clockwork grabbed in that first or second pick.
Well, the Bone 7 Clockwork is pretty damn fantastic. And also, it's just because of the fact that you can't really pick a tri-lane that's going to absolutely destroy Clockwork, you know that if you pick someone kind of greedy like Furion, or if you pick someone kind of greedy like a Darkseer, they can fall back to the jungle, but there are tri-lanes that can very easily shut them down. It's almost impossible to get a tri-lane that will shut down a Clockwork and force him to go jungle, because Cogs is so insanely good at keeping him alive. And also just pulling the creeps back as well, getting him a lot of extra experience.
It's true. And the Troll Warlord, I have to imagine he's going to be the mid-hero. That's really where we've seen Troll shine. Some teams have experimented with him in the tri-lane, but another part of this draft that is kind of, quote, weird, first picking your mid-hero. So that makes me wonder, do you think they're going to try an off-lane Troll here, or are they just going to reveal that hand and say, yeah, sure, try and counter him. We're confident in our Troll abilities.
Maybe, one of the things they might want to do, they might want to start forcing kind of an over-counter for Troll Warlord. Maybe you see a hero you really, you have problems with, you're like, oh, we got to pick all this stuff to counter him, and you kind of make bad drafting decisions because you're worried about that. I don't expect Resolution to fall into that trap, but it's definitely something that can happen. And Troll, we definitely most often see him in the mid lane, but I don't think you can discount his potential as some sort of tri-lane carry if they really want to just get a Troll farmed. So it's not that he's probably 95% likely to end up in the mid lane, but at the same time, it's not an absolute certainty that he's going to be there.
Right, and one of the things that makes him a good first pick here. The next round of bans have completed. Crystal Maiden as well as Darkseer are going to be taken out of the pool by Rattlesnake, and Virtus.Pro going to go ahead and ban out the Bane as well as the Chen. So, of course, Chen coming out, and that will open up for an Enchantress pick. So, Enchantress to go with the Clockwork and Troll for Rattlesnake. And, ooh, there it is. Lifestealer now going to be grabbed to go with that Weaver-Naga combo. And we'll see how Virtus.Pro continues to build this roster. We've seen that kind of killer tri-lane going with the Naga, Lifestealer, and the Crystal Maiden has been popular today. Of course, Crystal Maiden was banned out. But, whoa, the Space Cow going to be grabbed here by Rattlesnake to go with their Enchantress, Clockwork, and Troll Warlord. Again, we saw that combo the other day, the Troll and the Spirit Breaker. Oh, boy, is it nasty.
Yeah, and don't forget the Enchantress with the Troll as well. Her ultimate puts out tons of damage with that battle transaction. So they're picking... That's one of the things you have to really think about with Troll. You want people to go with him that have, bashes or absolute damage bonuses. You don't want people who are, scaling up with who don't scale as well with attack speed. Basically, absolute skills that are really good in the early game, as long as you can get like just the extra attack speed, are insanely good with Troll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we've talked about the Spirit Breaker, like you said.
Yeah.
That permabash, no internal cooldown.
It's scary, and it just sets up for Spirit Breaker to really get those solo kills in cases where he probably wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. So a lot of long-range initiation power there between the Spirit Breaker and the Clockwork as well. Puck now going to be the 4th pick for Virtus.Pro to go with their Lifestealer, Weaver, and Naga. So their roster starting to take some cohesion here. They do have some AoE synergy. Always go back to the Scarabs between the Naga and the Weaver. But, you know, Puck synergizes nicely with that Naga as well. That big amount of AoE they can put out. Darkseer was banned, so he's not going to be an option here, unfortunately. So we'll see what Virtus.Pro want to grab with their offlaner. Furion could be an option. He's still on the field, and we'll see if he gets banned out. Rubik going to be the final ban.
I would expect an offline Weaver with that draft.
You think so?
Because, yeah, they're going to try line the Lifestealer. So there's no real other place. They're going to mid the puck.
What am I talking about?
Weaver's definitely going to.
You know what it must be? I saw Lifestealer jungle in the last game, and that's totally thrown me off. He was a dedicated jungler in our last match, and that's
so weird. No wonder they didn't have enough farm to get things
exactly.
Done. He just doesn't farm fast enough in the jungle.
Exactly. Sorry, that total brain fart there. You're absolutely right. It will be an offlane Weaver, so they're going to need that last support. Rubik, a smart ban here, and Gyrocopter going to be taken off the field. Rattlesnake going to need some sort of a carry here. Probably going to be Troll mid, probably going to be the offlane Clockwork, and that sort of position for Spirit Breaker, which is still weird to people. Every time we see a Spirit Breaker, people go, support Spirit Breaker in chat. Yes, that's where he fits in. Position 4, just charging around, getting those bashes. So we'll see. Going to get kicked back over to Rattlesnake here for their final pick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who they could pick up as a hard carry that would still work really well with the Troll ult. And I mean, theoretically, you could go someone like Faceless Void, but he's not really that effective in the current meta. They don't have a lot that would really work well with the ult.
That would be an interesting synergy, though. Kind of, he doesn't have to rush the Mask of Badness because he's got the Troll synergy, ult instead.
But, you know,
that'd be interesting.
Offlane, or no. Yeah, so it is the Tri-Lane Troll. It is the Tri-Lane Troll.
So, yeah, you're right. It's probably going to be Spirit Breaker mid, offlane Clockwork, so they will be doing Tri-Lane Troll. Again, that's what made him such a great pick. We thought he was going to be going mid this whole time, and then, whoa, curveball. I didn't know we were watching baseball. Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker and Storm Spirit. I'm going to get tongue-tied this game. I can already see it. Too many spirits in the name. So the real question is, though, what is Virtus.Pro going to grab here? What do they want to do with that tri-lane? I mean, they could grab something a little more aggressive here for kind of a killer tri-lane to pair with the sure disable from the Ensnare. A Lina, a Lesh, a Jakiro could be an option here. Kind of depends what Virtus.Pro want to go for.
Yeah, and actually, the more I'm looking at Rattlesnake as compared to VP's draft, the more I think that Storm Spirit really is, like, the perfect last pick. Well, because think about it. When you look at Virtus.Pro, you see Naga Siren, you see Lifestealer, you see Puck, you have the Weaver. You have a bunch of heroes who are really good as long as the team fight is sustained. Lion, nice. A bunch of Disable to help lock down that Storm Spirit. I actually really like that as well. Let me just very quickly finish the thought about that Storm Spirit. Basically, oh no! Tri-Lane Storm? Envy on Storm. Or maybe they're just going to move Sing Sing to the Tri-Lane and let Envy... Maybe Envy is like their default Storm Spirit player, but Tri-Lane Storm is a thing that occasionally happens, but I'm not a huge fan because I think he needs the levels. And God, all right, I want to finish this because I think it's actually really important. You have... All right, so you have the Spirit Breaker, you have the Clockwork, you have the Storm Spirit. You have people who are going to be really good at initiating in, at getting into the fight before VP is ready for it, at locking down one hero at the very start. So, I mean, you might... The one thing you're going to have to worry about with this is Naga with the counter initiation, but what Rattlesnake really wants to do is make sure every single fight is a 4v5. They want to initiate with like 2 of those 3 heroes, pop the Troll ult, and kill someone before the fight even starts. Because if it's a 5v5 and they just fight it standard, VP is going to mop the floor with them, assuming equal farm. Look at that team fight power.
Right, that is definitely true. Now this is just interesting. I saw some folks saying in chat the Tri-Lane Storm Spirit. I didn't think it would be something that would happen here. And just a disclaimer, for some reason I always confuse Light of Heaven and Eternal Envy. I don't know why, but in my head I have to really think hard about which one is which. So if I misspeak throughout this match, feel free to correct me, man. I definitely have a tendency to, in my head, I don't know why their names aren't that similar. I really don't know what it is between Light of Heaven and Eternal Envy. Partially because Eternal Envy here has the silly name, the Asaka Tega. I don't know what that is either.
Because he's anime.
Oh, the anime. We talked about this. I forgot. I hate anime. I'm not into it. All right, so anyway, going to be interesting here. Let's go ahead and look at our rosters. Well, maybe we have to hold that thought because we are going to see Virtus.Pro Pro, all 5 of them, moving into the dire jungle here for a bit of a 5-man choo-choo train. And we didn't really talk too much about that Lion last pick to go with the Naga, Weaver, Lifestealer, and the Puck, but as you mentioned, a very unconventional pick, but a great one. So much disable between the Earth Spike as well as the Hex, but also going to have the Finger of Death, a nice big bursty ultimate there as well. So I really do agree. I like the Lion pick, not one that I would have thought of, but I think he does work well here to try and shut down that Storm Spirit a little bit. Now last, it does look like Sing Sing going to be headed mid with the Trolls. Alright, let's talk about where everyone's laying. And on our dire side, Rattlesnake International going to have Bone 7 on the Clockwork, headed down to that bottom lane. In the mid, Sing Sing going to be playing on the Troll Warlord, and that means we are going to see kind of a tri-lane in the top here. Aoi 2000 going to be on that Enchantress, of course, going to be in the jungle on the dire side of the map. Eternal Envy going to be on the Storm Spirit, aka Asaka Taiga. I don't even know what anime that's from.
Asaka Taiga.
What? Do you know what anime that's from?
No, actually, it might actually be from Toho, which is like an anime sort of shooter game.
Toho.
Because it's I think it's a Toho thing, but I could be wrong.
I never even heard of it. All right, Pylai Dai going to be the one on the Spirit Breaker. So on our Radiant side here, we are going to have Virtus.Pro, and of course, God going to be down here on the Safe Lane Weaver, going solo up against Bone 7 on that Clockwork. In the mid lane, Resolution going to be playing on the Puck, going up against the solo Sing Sing on that Troll Warlord. And of course, up in the top lane, it's going to be a tri-lane. Go Black going to be playing on the Naga Siren. Can't be too surprised about that one. Look at all this counter-warding action coming down here. Virtus.Pro being very adamant about blocking this pull and getting some lane control. Already, Lion going to be engaged on here. He's going to get charged. Now we're going to see Storm Spirit come out. They're going to be trying to desperately take down these sentries, and oh, this one going to survive with just a little bit. We're going to move into a pause, so great. NS going to be on the Lion. Go Black going to be on the Naga Siren. And last but definitely not least, Light of Heaven going to be the one here on the Life Stealer. So already action-packed. We're going to have tri-lane on tri-lane. That means it will be a Life Stealer, Lion, Naga versus a Spirit Breaker, Storm Spirit, and Enchantress.
Enchantress,
in the jungle.
It's actually a 2-1-2. Look at Enchantress's position. She's down in the Radiant jungle.
Oh, look
so
at
they
you.
want to put a little more pressure on Weaver, and they're trusting that somehow the Storm Spirit will be safe up here, but I don't think it's a good idea. Especially not against Lion and Naga. That's so much lockdown, and then the Lifestealer open wounds, especially until Storm hits 6, and even when he hits 6, he's still going to have problems because he's going to have to deal with Ensnare, Hex, and Earth Spike.
I agree.
I think that's really terrible, and Rattlesnake needs to make a move to try and defend that Storm if they want Eternal Envy to get any sort of farmer levels. He's already in trouble. Look at the position. Very nice Earth Spike. Just before this pause, caught both Pylai Dai and Eternal Envy right by that pole camp on the dire side.
Yep, and we see Go Black lining up. He's ready to Riptide, so yeah, you're exactly right. I completely agree with you. I think Storm Spirit's going to struggle up here. And part of the other difference is because it's a 2v3, right now NS and Go Black are occupying Spirit Breaker as well as the Storm Spirit. They're just having a 2v2 party in the jungle here, trying to counter ward, playing ward wars, as I saw some people saying in chat. All the while, though, Light of Heaven, he's just racking up last hits. He's just sitting in lane, soaking up that experience, free farming away. So with that numbers advantage, they can afford to do that. They can take their 2 supports and try and keep these 2 busy because Spirit Breaker can't handle these 2 by himself. There's too much crowd control. They'll be able to put too much damage out on him. So that means Eternal Envy has to come out of the lane to try and support Spirit Breaker if Go Black and NS are going to be this aggressive. I completely agree with you. I think the initial thought to bring Aoi 2000 down here in the jungle to pick on that Weaver, because of course God's going to farm very well against Bone 7 in a heads-up situation. Weaver should have a fine time down there. I like the thought to try and shut down that farming Weaver, but not at the cost of letting Light of Heaven free farm on a Lifestealer here. They're going to have to pick one. One of them's going to get essential free farm, and obviously...
Well, I mean, honestly, Weaver certainly, he's going to beat Clockwork, especially as levels go up, but in the early game, he doesn't do nearly as well against Clockwork as some other heroes do, because if he tries to Shikuchi to get any last hits or to put on some extra harass before he has some extra levels into the Geminate attack, before he has some extra damage, or has the Ring of Aquila, which, obviously kicks up his damage by a huge amount. Once all his mana is drained out by those cogs and he can't Shikuchi, that's most of his laning presence for the first few levels.
Yeah.
It's just Shikuchi harass.
That's a good point, and we definitely seen situations where Clockwork does a lot of damage with that early battery assault and how much DPS it can actually put out. So that is a good point. I mean, I guess Weaver will do okay down here. So I guess even with that said, then having Owie 2000 down here is even overkill. And we see some exchanging happening here.
God
Clockwork level 2, going to put him in cogs. They're going to try to go toe-to-toe. Owie going to come from behind. God going to be in big trouble here. Not going to have enough manage to Sakuchi. Oh, going to be able to grab it there with the magic stick. Is he going to be able to make it away? Just a couple more hits. Owie 2000 trying to catch him. Oh, that's going to be an ensnare. And yeah, I think God going to fall here. One more hit ought to do it. Going to try to use the solve to keep himself alive, but alas, he is going to fall. Owie 2000 going to grab that first blood. So perhaps that's all he needed now to give Clockwork an advantage, and maybe he will now rotate back up to the top lane to help out the Storm Spirit. Still off to a good start. I guess we can at least say that moving down there to jungle aggressively has paid off for the initial moments of this match.
Yeah, we'll see if he maybe just wants to go for like 1 or 2 more kills on that Weaver. But like I said, I mean, you saw God was out of mana. He had used a couple Shikuchis throughout the course of the start. He used his magic stick to get a little bit more mana, but those cogs, man, I mean, 80 points of mana drain at level 1 is huge. Weaver only has 270 points of mana. That's 3 cogs, or like 2 cogs and a couple uses of Shikuchi, and he's just out of mana. And then his laning presence and his survivability is gone.
Yep. It's a good point. And I'd kind of forgotten about the mana drain on the Kongs, because I know it does it, but I had sort of forgotten about that harass and the low mana pool of Weaver. Now that you say, you're right. Clockwork is pretty well suited to deal with Weaver, so definitely good. The more you know, right? Every day, learning something new here. So in the mid lane, let's talk about Puck versus the Troll Warlord. And I believe we have seen this, and as we saw before, Troll really in good shape here. He's 13-8 against the 6-3 Puck, and part of the problem is just the amount of damage that Troll can put out so early. Those whirling axes are pretty devastating, and he can afford just to be up in the face of these creeps. He's got a nice tanky presence, and Resolution just having trouble keeping up with the last hits here. He does have that early poor man shield. We see him harassing with the long-range axes there. And Resolution really not off to the best start. And we could see Owie 2000 heat up a little bit here. Go Black actually going to rotate down to the bottom lane, so that tri-lane up top is going to dissipate. Virtus.Pro going to switch things up a little bit. Light of Heaven is 17-4, so his farm has been great so far against the Storm Spirit, who is 9-1. But they are going to break up this tri-lane, interestingly enough, as both NS on the Lion and Go Black on the Naga Siren move into the jungle.
And it looks like actually now that Owie has done what he wanted to, and pulled people down to force some sort of defensive laning on the Weaver.
Rotate back.
Yeah, he's just going to rotate top, and now they're going to push Light of Heaven out of lane and get the Storm Spirit some farm. So I was talking about, I don't think this is a great laning decision. I don't think Owie's going to really help out too much. He did exactly what he needed to. Prove me wrong. Forced a rotation coming out from Virtus.Pro to defend their Weaver, and that's going to create so much space for Eternal Envy. And since it's a 1v1, his supports can just hang out in the jungle, farm, pull. He gets all the experience he needs to against a solo lane. And so this is actually going to end really, really well now for Rattlesnake, I think.
Yeah, and I was on par with you about Owie as well, but I honestly was not anticipating both NS and Go Black to leave that top lane, and I'm kind of wondering why they're doing that. Now, obviously, Eternal Envy going to be boxed out a little bit as Enchantress moves into the lane. And right now, they're not really doing too much. NS is going to rotate bottom. He did grab that 4-minute rune, which was an invisibility. He does, of course, have 1 point in Earth Spike, 1 point in Hex.
Charge on Light of Heaven.
Pretty standard. Ooh, uh-oh. He's going to come in. Actually going to cancel it, so they're not going to dive this tower too deep. Highlight die again, just harassing him back a little bit. They did shove some creeps into the tower, so Light of Heaven will be able to grab a little bit of farm for now. And NS, he's just moving around. He looks like he wants to head back to this top lane, but so far these kind of killer supports from Virtus.Pro that I really liked at first aren't having too much of an impact here. Naga going to go down to pull the lane for Weaver to give him a little bit of lane control back. I think that's going to be worthwhile, but now it's going to be a 3v2 in the top here, and they're going to be able to dive this. We see Pylai die and Eternal Envy here getting very aggressive on Light of Heaven. They're diving past the tower. Owie 2000 with them as well. They're going to start chipping away this tier 1 in the top lane down to about 900 health as Light of Heaven trying to come in to grab some last hits here and there, but look at the difference in farm already. We saw Light of Heaven with a huge advantage over Eternal Envy, and now he's only leading by 2 last hits as Eternal Envy goes to 19-3 versus the 21-4 Lifestealer. So, yeah, exactly as we were talking about. I think Naga would be well advised just to head back up to that top lane so that their Lifestealer can grab some farm. Go Black now only level 2. He is going to kill some creeps in the jungle. Now going to be able to grab level 3 as soon as I say that. What's Clockwork up to here? He's kind of postured around this bottom rune, perhaps just waiting for that 6-minute rune, it looks like, at the high ground. And it is going to be a double damage, so Bone 7 going to be able to fill up that bottle as he heads back down to the bottom lane. That is great news, and there's also a... Oh, pardon me, I hadn't clicked. No bottle for Sing Sing right now. Oh, Jesus, I'm blind. He has a bottle with the Boots of Speed and the Poor Man's Shield, so 2 charges in it. He's going to be just fine. He's leading the way in farm, 36-12 versus the 24-4 Puck, so there's a huge experience advantage in favor of Troll Warlord. He's now level 7, and Puck just hitting level 6, so Sing Sing actually a full level up on resolution right now.
Yeah, and it's like you're saying, the damage output from that troll. I mean, Puck is reasonably stable as a mid laner, as long as there's only like one big nuke they can hit you with, and you can dodge it with phase shift pretty easily. It's a problem when there's a couple nukes and a bunch of auto attacks, and if he gets close to you, you know, that chance for a bash to get in some extra damage. There's a lot of good ways for Troll to put pressure on, and the more different ways you have, especially like basically really cheap mana cost ways, like the Whirling Axes, 50 mana. For the Whirling Axes. Oh, here we go on Sing Sing. Might be in trouble.
Yep, he's going to go ahead and get caught by the Dream Coil. In comes the Ensnare, and that's going to be a 4v1 kind of gangbang there in the mid lane as everyone rotates in. So that is a great kill. That is going to give Puck a little bit of an edge now. Going to allow him to make some recovery farm. But my question is really at what cost right there? That took the time of 4 heroes. It pulled Light of Heaven out of the top lane. He's just going to move into the jungle here on that Lifestealer. So it was definitely a great kill, but that wasn't free for Virtus.Pro. That took a lot of their effort to make that happen, and all the while that opened up a lot of room for Eternal Envy, who now, oh by the way, is free farming up in the top lane, completely solo on that Storm Spirit. So a great kill, but I don't know, man. At what cost? What would Breaky CPK say?
Probably exactly what you just said. At what cost? I would almost like Light of Heaven to stick in the jungle for a little bit, for as long as there's pressure up here. Then again, it's now just the solo Eternal Envy. The supports from Rattlesnake are probably going to rotate around, try to make some things happen in the other lanes, use the power of that Space Cow with the Charge of Darkness. The Enchantress, obviously, as well, a very good ganker. She's got smoke, so you know she wants to be doing something with maybe some mid lane or some bottom lane ganks. Hopefully the mid lane. I mean, give Sing Sing, now that he's gotten a little bit of pressure put on him, just give him back that big advantage he had. He's certainly not behind the puck. He's still winning, even with that death.
Yep.
But, you know, it would be nice to give him back the bigger advantage he had and get him really extra farmed. But for as long as they're not in that top lane, it's totally cool. I mean, Light of Heaven can just hang out there like, yeah, I'll farm against the Storm Spirit if he really tries to go on me. He can't really cross about where Side Shop is, because he needs to be able to rage and run back to tower range with those phase boots running.
Right.
If he gets too far out to the point where the rage doesn't last long enough to get him back to tower range, EE can just kill him. No problem.
Yeah, and we see right now Light of Heaven trying to figure out where to go, and as you mentioned, the creeps are right near the side shop there, and he went up top, looked like he wanted to farm. Now he's just going to walk back into the jungle, so really not the most efficient farming coming out from Light of Heaven here. He doesn't have Hand of Midas. We're at the 9-minute mark. As you mentioned, did go the Phase Boots first, Magic Stick, Stout Shield, and Quelling Blade, but they're going to engage on Sing Sing again. Same story, different chapter. It's about, this time there's going to be support. It's going to be a much different chapter. Is Lion going to be the first to fall, and now Light of Heaven going to get engaged on. That's going to be 2 kills in favor of Rattlesnake, and it's not over yet. Eternal Envy going to come in. He's going to try to engage on Go Black. Now that he's got that ball of lightning, they're going to be able to grab themselves. No, not a kill, another kill as Weaver comes in. He'll finish off the Enchantress, but I think God going to be in big trouble here. He is going to, whoa, what a nice time lapse that was. Going to pull him back to the front of the lane, back at full health. They almost finished him off, but not quite. So it is going to be a 2-for-1, but most importantly, they keep their Troll Warlord alive. Part of the power of those Whirling Axes, man, 60% miss for 7 seconds. Absolutely huge, and I believe that's what kept Sing Sing alive there.
God is so lucky he had the Magic Stick charges to fill up his mana after those cogs, because the cogs actually lowered him enough that he couldn't time lapse. So that's exactly what Bone 7 was going for. He wanted to get those 80 points of mana drain out onto God, and it just wasn't quite enough because of the Magic Stick charges. But if they hadn't been there, if he had gotten to the fight a little bit later and not had those ready because the spells had already been used, he would have been dead, man.
Yeah, it was a close one. I thought he was going to go down for sure as soon as I saw the cogs push him back. But we will see Weaver head back down to the bottom lane. So God is level 9. He's actually doing quite well. He's now number 1 on the net worth chart after being able to pick off the Enchantress in that fight. He's going to press into that tower. He does now have Power Treads, Ring of Health, that valuable Magic Stick here, and as well as a Wraith Band. So we'll see if he goes to that classic Lincoln's opener here. It's hard to tell with that Ring of Health. Sometimes it ends up just being a casual Ring of Health, and he transitions into something else, maybe a medallion. But I have a feeling this might be a Lincoln's game for him here to try and mitigate that big disable from Stormstar. And actually, not a lot of single targets here from Rattlesnake. All of them are pretty big. The Charge, the Nether Strike, of course, the Electric Vortex. So it could be a good Lincoln's game for that Weaver indeed. But, a smoke going to be used here by the Spirit Breaker as well as Owie.
it basically negates the charge, because, and it lets you know if they're thinking about going on you, because if they forget that the Lincoln's is up and try to charge you, it's like, oh crap, I should back up. They want to go on me, because the Lincoln's block happens at the beginning of the charge.
Right. And here we're going to see Go Black in big trouble. Yeah, they're going to catch him trying to pull the creep here. It's going to be a 3-1. He did get the creep pull, but not much he's going to be able to do. Owie going to be able to finish him off with an impetus to the face there. It does have a Dark Troll Summoner able to grab that and snare. So a nice gank there for Virtus.Pro. Now going to be 4-2, but Puck's going to come in. That's going to be a Dream Coil. Going to connect with the Enchantress as well as the Clockwork there. Enchantress will fall, so that will be a 1-for-1. Nice support. And Clockwork going to be able to hook shot away to his buddy and going to be able to eat that haste rune he had in the bottle. So, ooh, okay. Phew, the Space Cow going to be able to pour it out just in the nick of time. But one of the important things I want to point here is this whole time Eternal Envy has just been farming away up here in the top lane. Right now has Tranquil Boots, Soul Ring, Bottle, and the Magic Wand. So a very sustainable build here on the Storm Spirit. And I saw a lot of people in chat talking about this opening build, Tranquil Boots and Soul Ring. And we'll talk about it in a minute here as they're going to dive the tower. They're going to charge forward onto NS, it looks like, and not going to be able to make it happen. The Ball of Lightning going to be used, but he is going to back up. Now they're going to be in retreat mode between the Lion as well as the Naga. There's a lot of stuff coming that way. Whoa, was that a disjoint on that ensnare? That was beautifully done right there.
Hey man, the advantage of being invulnerable while you're in Ball Lightning. Nothing. That's one of the only ways to not take damage from Stormbolt, or to not take the stun, is to be in Ball Lightning when it happens.
Right.
Because let's not talk about Stormbolt, but undisjointable, always hits. It's pretty wonderful.
It's pretty awesome. So anyway, talk to me about these items, the Tranquil Boots and the Soul Ring. I saw several people in chat deliberating about this sustainable build. And one of the great things about it is he can constantly get mana back and heal up a little bit, but not an item opening we see on Storm Spirit all too often.
Well, you got to remember that as opposed to the changed Blood Chalice from Han, the Soul Ring is not permanent mana. It's still temporary mana.
Right.
So he's got a whole lot of sustain aside from the Soul Ring, but he has that. So if he needs to, you know, if his initial zip in is just from that 150 mana from Soul Ring, great, you just got the mana from Soul Ring. So it lets him do a whole lot of work. Basically a lot more than he could otherwise do in any one single engagement. It'll help him get pickoffs because he's got that little bit of extra mana. He just does have to be careful because obviously it's not an amazingly tanky build, and if he starts to get focused down and runs out of mana, those Tranquil Boots will not help him at all in getting out once they're only 25 move speed. Very, very aggressive build is what I'm thinking of from this, because he's basically relying on not getting hit because of Ball Lightning to prevent the Tranquils from getting disabled.
Right,
and also, yeah.
So, whoa, we're going to see it engage here in the mid lane. Sorry about that. Yeah, there was a hook shot that missed. Nice phase shift there, going to mitigate the damage from Spirit Breaker. So Puck going to be able to walk away from that unscathed. Nicely played by Resolution to back up just in the nick of time. So yeah, sorry, didn't really mean to interrupt you there, but you know, Weaver has really been farming well here. Where is that Weaver? I'm trying to find him here. There he is in the bottom lane. God has been able to almost take out this tier 1 tower. It is taking a lot of damage, but he is leading the way on the net worth chart. Just about 5.6k, does have that ultimate orb, so alas, he will be grabbing that Lincoln Sphere again. I think very warranted here against the Spirit Breaker as well as the Storm Spirit, but this Weaver going to be a force to be reckoned with. Although the Lifestealer has not been farming as well, Weaver definitely making up for it. Lifestealer is only level 8, Bracer and Phase Boots and the Magic Stick. Going to be working for the early drums, but Light of Heaven definitely not having the start he was looking for. All the while, though, Rattlesnake going to group up about the top lane. They will get the first tower kill of the match, and that is going to be the tier 1 in the top, though. Weaver about to clear this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. However, it will be defended. There is going to be a Spirit Breaker port down here, so that will take the tower advantage now in favor of our dire side. Rattlesnake International, a.k.a. Kaipi, now going to pull ahead 1-0 in terms of towers, leading by 1 hero kill as well, 4-3 here at just about the 15-minute mark.
Oh, there we go. God and Pylai Dai were fighting over that tower right there.
Yep.
Yeah, Porden coming in from Owie. Oh, no, he cancels it, actually. So that does leave just Pylai Dai down there. And with 3 rotating in from Virtus.Pro to the bottom lane, they're going to put a lot of pressure on this bottom tower, especially without having that TP from Enchantress, without any smoke to help move her creeps around faster. She won't be able to rotate in time. So it's going to be up to Bone 7 to try and keep this out. And as I mentioned, Clockwork very, very good at holding a lane, but we're a little too far into the game for him to just cogs and kind of, it's like, oh, well, there's cogs up. I guess we can't push now.
Yeah. No, Puck is right near the side here, and NS on the line is level 6, so he does have that bit of burst damage. He was smoked up. Pylai Dai going to fall for it. He's going to charge forward onto God. That's going to be an easy kill. God going to be able to finish him off on that Weaver, and that's now a killing spree for the Radiant Spider. He's now 3-1-0. So that is definitely good news for him. And whoa, there's another kill happening here in the mid lane. Sing Sing with a double damage, going to be able to catch the Naga. Sorry we missed that one, folks, but alas, we were watching the bottom lane. Sing Sing now just going to pressure this tower in the mid with that double damage, and actually going to force the glyph to be used by Virtus.Pro. as more back and forth happens down here between Bone 7 and God. But yeah, nice little play from Lion right there with the smoke, and Spirit Breaker, man, he sprung that trap.
Yeah, I mean, again, trap card came out, Earth Spike happened. It's very, very easy. That 600 burst damage is so huge. You know, it's the difference between Lion and Lina. With Lina, you're going to get that ult off a lot more often. It's got a much lower cooldown. With Lion, it's so much more effective at level 1. 600 burst damage. And, oh, Weaver going to go down.
Yep, and they burn a lot to kill him. They use a Dust as well as a Sentry Ward there, and he had a sort of a poorly timed time lapse. He used it to get back to full health, but as soon as he came back, the Nether Strike connected and knocked him back down to half health right away following that time lapse. So a nicely timed Nether Strike there by Pylai Die. But yeah, going to be an easy kill coming out by Rattlesnake. A much needed kill right there to shut that Weaver down. Now they are going to pull ahead on that net worth chart. Weaver was leading just a moment ago, and now Troll as well as the Storm Spirit going to take over as number 1. Troll going to be at about 6.4k, and the Weaver going to get knocked down about 5.6k. So a nice little shifteroo there in favor of our dire side. So Kaipi still continuing to hold on to their lead here, just about 1,500 gold, 3,000 experience or so, as they've maintained a very active presence about that map. Again, Spirit Breaker can be kind of extra aggressive here with that Troll ulti, and right now 3 points Charge of Darkness, none in the Empowering Haste, and of course 4 in that Greater Bash, with the 1 in Nether Strike. But it looks like the second tower of the match, or third tower of the match, may fall here. And Dita Chow, Sing Sing going to use that ulti to finish it off. The surprise inside, though, as Resolution ports in. He had Light of Heaven right there. Pylai Die going to be nearby. He's going to throw a charge. That'll buy Sing Sing a little bit of time. The Dream Coil was down, but he's just going to port the hell out of there. And Sing Sing will survive. So a nice little play there, and they do grab the tower kill. That will take the tower count 2-1 in favor of Rattlesnake. Again, still leading 6-4 here as we're about to approach that 18-minute mark.
I don't mind Sing being a little bit careful there, but I really think they probably could have killed at least one, if not both of them, with the damage from... Because the Nether Strike was off cooldown for Pylai Die. You had the Whirling Axes ready to go, so the mischance. Puck's nukes are all already down.
It's true.
Maybe Sing was still silenced, and I just didn't notice it, but I thought the silence had just about worn off at that point. If he was still silenced, then that'll be exactly the reason.
I think it was sort of a gut reaction. He saw the Dream Coil came out right away, said, all right, they have no way to interrupt it. Getting the hell out of here. But I think you're right.
Yeah,
if he had been
once
forced to
Pylai
fight.
Die got the stun on both of them, I think he actually could have canceled the TP and killed them both.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Hook shot.
Oh, long range hook shot indeed. It's going to connect with the Naga Siren. Bone 7 already with a blade mail on. That's going to finish off the Naga before this fight even starts. And now things may continue on here. Clockwork going to get taken out. Lion going to be able to finish him off. That Finger of Death going to get thrown his way. And that will be a 1-for-1 in the mid lane here. Now going to be 7-5. And we are going to see Virtus.Pro group up and pressure this tower. Lion going to head back to the well, but it will still be Puck, Weaver, and the Lifestealer in the mid lane, and they're going to be able to grab the 4th tower kill of the match. Going to tie it up again, 2-2. But all the while, again, we haven't talked about this Storm Spirit so much because Eternal Envy has been so damn passive, but he is level 12. He's going to try and port out here again. Same story, different chapter. The surprise inside. Oh, no! Oh, the Dream Coil get a proc as he leaves, and that'll be enough to finish him off. A close call, but alas, he does go down. All the while, also in the mid lane, Pylai Die going to get picked off by the Weaver, and I was just going to say, Eternal Envy, he has been so quiet. He's been farming away. He's level 12. He's got that first Oblivion staff, but they're going to shut him down. A much needed kill, and again, the net worth chart going to jump a little bit as Weaver grabs that kill. He's going to go back to number 1 at about 8.2k. Now he's going to engage on Owie. Owie just going to port away, and the ensnare going to come in. Oh, that's going to be a long range ensnare. Going to fly across the map. Does it connect with him or just disjointed? I saw it fly off the screen there. A close call for Owie 2000.
It actually landed right in the well as he was moving away, but it did not. It did not connect.
Doesn't ensnare. It just still throws.
No, it's not. It's not quite as cool as Stormbolt.
Yeah. So, if talk to me about Dream Coil and porting out. I see some folks in chat talking about that's a bug to take the damage at base. If Puck Dream Coils you and you port out while still tethered to the Dream Coil, what happens? Should you get stunned when you land at your TP? Should you take damage? Is that a bug? That's a weird mechanic that we don't see too often.
It works right now. It breaks the tether. I do not know if it worked that way in Dota 1. Because, quite frankly, I wasn't as much of a mechanics nut when I played Dota 1.
So what killed Eternal Envy there, though, when he ported back?
That is what killed him. That's absolutely what killed him. But if it's a bug, basically, if people are saying it's a bug, what they mean is it didn't work that way in Dota 1. It shouldn't work that way in Dota 2. Well, maybe it's possible that's one of the intended changes. It's also possible it's a bug. Because there are a couple things that are listed as intended changes.
Right, okay. And we'll see Storm Spirit in the top lane. He did manage to grab a kill on the Lion, but Eternal Envy going to pay with his life. He does get taken out by kind of the Wombo combo here. God and Light of Heaven, as well as Resolution, all going to be here. Bone 7 going to hook shot in. Kind of a suicide. Oh, no. Bone 7. He's going to run right into 3. He hook shotted in right after his buddy was already dead, so kind of a free kill going over to Virtus.Pro there. Now Virtus.Pro actually going to be able to take the hero kill lead, going to be 9-8 here at the 20.5-minute mark. So, wow, there you go. Down to the bottom lane, things are heating up as well. Naga Siren going to use the ulti. Oh no, Rattlesnake can be in some problems here. Pylai Die going to be taking a lot of damage. He's going to fall. Sing Sing going to be in trouble as well. The Whirling Axe is going to come out, and once again, the Dream Coil going to be used. He's going to get sheeped. Compliments of that Lion there, and that's going to be a 4-for-0 exchange across the map. All of a sudden, Virtus.Pro with the explosion of kills. Now 11-8 here at the 21-minute mark. Virtus.Pro starting to take command of this game. The graphs definitely starting to shift in their favor. Very nicely done. They've been so mobile in this game.
I just really want to point out, people in chat are saying it is the same in Dota 1, so that's not a bug. That's intended.
Okay.
If it works that way in Dota 1, it's intended.
All right. Awesome.
And I was talking about, Rattlesnake, they really need to focus on pickoffs before having any sort of engagements here.
Oh, Eternal Envy. What are you doing, my man? Oh, no. I don't know what that was. That was just walking to your death. Oh, it was unfortunate.
That was, well, that's part of it. Even with the Orchid, I mean, he's got zero survivability items. The most plus attributes he has is +3 strength on the magic wand. So there's something, I mean, he built all this regen in the Orchid, so it's an insanely aggressive build, and he's relying completely on being invulnerable during ball lightning to actually get kills. But as soon, that Hex is instant. There's no cast time on that, and it's 4 seconds. It's going to last forever. He's maxed it out, specifically because he knew he was dealing with a Storm Spirit, I figure. Occasionally you'll get Mana Drain in lane. Not in this. You want the Hex maxed out as quickly as possible.
Wow.
So it's very dangerous to go anywhere if there could be a Lion there. If you can't see that Lion, honestly, the Storm can't go in safely at all, unless he goes on the Lion and Orchids him mid-zip.
Yeah, wow. That's exactly right. So now going to be 12-8 here at the 22-minute mark. And let's go ahead and take a look at some items. We haven't really done that much. We did just mention that Storm Spirit indeed does have an Orchid to go with the Tranquil Boots, that Soul Ring, the Bottle, and the Magic Wand. A very aggressive build, as you mentioned. Life Stealer now on our... oh, pardon me. I switched sides too quickly there. On our Dire side. So, in Sing Sing, going to go for the early Manta style on Troll Warlord. We've seen so many different builds on Troll. And this is one of the few times we've actually seen a Manta first... fucking Spaniels. The Manta first to go with the Power Trench, as well as the Ring of Basilius and the Bottle. Oh, someone's home. That's why they're going crazy. Clockwork, we mentioned, does have that Blade Mail. And Alloy 2000, of course, just going to be working towards the early Augs here. And he's pretty damn close. He's got the Point Booster, the Ogre Club, as well as the Staff of Wizardry. So just going to need that last Blade of Alacrity. And he'll be in great shape here. Now, on our Radiant side, oh, God, we missed a kill. I'm so sorry, folks. I was distracted with the barking. It looks like they got a free...
gank on the mid. Yeah. Pylai Die goes down. I mean, Dream Coil and Snare. He tried to pour it out, but nothing he was going to do about that.
Actually, he didn't use the Dream Coil. Dream Coil is still up.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Didn't
definitely
even need to burn?
Snare, but yeah, didn't see.
Yeah.
I thought he used the Dream Coil. I was mistaken. Thank you for correcting me.
So anyway, Puck now going to have his ultimate orb, of course, going to be working towards that Sheep Stick. He's had the blink for some while. Lifestealer going to have the Armlet now to go with the Drone of Endurance, the nice mid-game aggressive Lifestealer here. No Hand of Midas, indeed, on Light of Heaven. And Weaver, he's going to be pretty damn close to that Desolator. He's had that Lincoln Sphere. He has the first Mithril Hammer, and I believe the second one, as well as the Recipe, are on the Courier right now. So Weaver has a 24-minute Desolator to go with that Lincoln's. That's pretty damn good. And God, he's also level 16, the highest level in the game by far. Puck being 14. Well, there's a lot of level 14s. Puck, Storm Spirit, as well as the Troll. But that is great news for Virtus.Pro. That Weaver is really becoming a driving force, and now even the Lifestealer is starting to become a little bit scary as well. So now that Weaver has a Desolator, that's going to give him a little bit of an edge in this upcoming team fight. They are going to group up in the top lane. They will pressure that Tier 2 tower in the top lane. And it looks like Rattlesnake want to try and defend here. Go Black going to go ahead and throw the Ensnare onto Clockwork, and Weaver just going to go straight in. They're going to start fighting. The Storm Spirit going to come straight in as well. No one going down quite yet. The Dream Coil going to come out. Weaver going to be able to grab a kill on the Storm Spirit at first. And, yep, Naga going to use the ulti. That's going to set up a reset here. And, yeah, I think Spirit Breaker going to get dropped like he's hot. Down he goes. Puck can be able to grab that kill, so that will be a 2-for-0 in favor of Virtus.Pro. And it might not be over yet. Sing Sing going to head for the hills. All right, they're all going to run in different directions. They will survive, but Virtus.Pro with just the superior team fight right there. I think they have the superior team fight just in general between Puck and Naga, as well as the Lion. They've got a lot of hard disables. The Naga reset. Rattlesnake just don't have that same team fight presence, although they have individually very powerful heroes. That cohesion just doesn't quite seem to be there. I guess, especially against a Weaver with a Desolator there, as they do take out the Tier 2 tower in the top lane.
Well, yeah, I was talking about how they have really, really good pickoff, and there was actually at the start of that fight, I'm not sure if you saw it or not, basically, I think Virtus.Pro knows, okay, as long as they don't get their really good initiation on us, we basically win every fight. So they used a Naga illusion to bait out the Clockwork Hook, and as soon as the Clockwork Hook was done, you know, the real Naga came out of the trees, netted him, they pick him off, so Bone 7 goes down at the start of the fight, then it's a 5v4 in VP's favor. And you know, even in a 5v5, VP should be winning. Like you were saying, they have Naga, they have Lion, they have Lifestealer, they have Puck, they have so much better AoE, so much better team fight power, that as soon as it's a 5v4, Rattlesnake, I don't know why they even engaged after that. That was just foolish, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's just, it ended up being exactly what VP needs. Bait out some of those initiation abilities, make sure they don't get a good pick off with the initiation, and the fight is yours. The pressure is all on Rattlesnake to do something before the fight starts, because if a 5-man lineup from VP just starts marching down your lane, what are you going to do about it? You can't do anything about it.
And something else that Virtus.Pro has been doing very well here is not giving that Spirit Breaker really any option to pick up easy kills. Uh-oh, we might see Outway 2000 a little bit of trouble here. He is near the Dire Ancients. He's going to get engaged on. That'll be a Dream Coil, and the combo of Light of Heaven and God pounded on him. Lifestealer will be able to grab that last hit. But one thing that Virtus.Pro have been doing very well is not giving this Spirit Breaker any opportunity to charge around the map and pick up solo kills. Right now, Spirit Breaker is 0-5-2. And you know Rattlesnake picked him up to be aggressive, let him charge around and abuse the ultimate from the troll. And Virtus.Pro have just been doing a great job not letting their supports get caught out, not being static in the lane too frequently, and that Spirit Breaker rendered effectively useless here in this game so far. He's helped pick up a couple of kills, but 0-5-2 at the 27-minute mark, definitely not what you want to see your Spirit Breaker going for here. And on a similar but converse note, Puck 5-0-9. Resolution, man, he has had one hell of a game so far. He's going to be damn close to that sheep stick. He's got a ultimate orb now and about 3.4k gold in the bank. They're about to take out this tier 2 tower in the mid lane, and they did sacrifice their tier 2 in the top lane, so they will take the total tower count now 6-4 in favor of Virtus.Pro. They have cleared all of the outer towers and only have 2 of their own tier 2s remaining, but still, they are in great shape here. And uh-oh, looks like we're going to see some initiation. Outway 2000 going to get open wounds put on him. A few more hits ought to do it. Light of Heaven, he's going to use Rage, and oh, the Impetus. Oh, no, that's not an Impetus. That's the Weaver. Yeah, sorry, he's got the Desolator. His attack looks different. The Weaver going to be able to finish him off with that one last attack. So that's going to be a free kill for Virtus.Pro as well. Now 17-8 here at the 28-minute mark.
Yeah, and Scythe of Vice picked up by Resolution after that last tower kill. That's going to be really, really bad since there's not a single BKB coming out on this Rattlesnake side.
Nope.
So basically, I mean, that's just, first of all, it's a whole nother way to lock down that Storm Spirit that, I mean, even if Resolution gets silenced, he can still just Scythe of Vice him if he gets Orchided. He can take out the Troll Warlord if they're taking too much damage. There's a million great ways to use that Scythe of Vice, and without a BKB, it's I mean, that's one person just out of the fight, and Weaver and Lifestealer together can easily do enough damage to pop anyone who gets sheeped.
Yeah, and this is really starting to look scary. Gold draft now about 7,500 in favor of Virtus.Pro, somewhere about 10,000 experience or so. They did also manage to grab that tier 3 tower in the mid lane. Rattlesnake with no glyph available, that was just an easy push. Weaver with the Desolator, they cut through that tower so easily, and they had really no way to easily defend it. And that's going to make it now 7-4 in terms of tower exchange. So Virtus.Pro can even further their gold lead here above that 7,500 mark. And again, glancing at the items, things are starting to look a little bit more scary. I mean, it's obvious that Rattlesnake are going for a very aggressive lineup here. Storm Spirit going with the Orchid. And also Clockwork now going to grab an Armlet to follow up that Blade Mail as he's level 11. So, of course, a very aggressive item choice on that Clockwork. But we'll see how it works out for him. Roshan going to be engaged here by Rattlesnake. They are going to have the Troll as well as the Enchantress and the Clockwork in the pit. One of the great things about the Troll is between the Bastion as well as that ultimate, it does allow them to kind of flash push down towers as well as Roshan. The Wisps from the Nature's Attendants there from Enchantress going to make for a very easy Roshan kill. And the Aegis of the Immortal going to end up in the inventory of Eternal Envy. So that is good news for Rattlesnake, so that, though they still have quite the hill to climb. We see Troll with the Eagle Song. He's going to be working towards a Butterfly already. God has been able to pick up that MKB to go with the Weaver and the Lincoln Sphere. So, I don't know, man. This is really scary. Weaver already countering what Troll's going to do, and he's only about halfway to that Butterfly.
Too. He just finished his MKB as well. They predicted the Butterfly pickup coming in. And also, well, not just the Butterfly pickup, but that negates the Whirling Axe blind.
Yep,
you can't miss if you have the so you don't need to worry about, oh yeah, I need a BKB to deal with Whirling Axes. A BKB would be nice, but you're certainly not dying enough to like Storm Sphere disables or anything like that you feel like you need a BKB right now. So just get the MKB, rip through people faster. Don't worry about that Whirling Axe blind. This is starting to look very, very grim for Rattlesnake. That's 17,000 net worth on Weaver. That's 6,000 more than the closest on Rattlesnake, which is Troll.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. He's about 11.5k. He's like kind of middle of the pack there, while Weaver is just getting out of control. But those two MKBs, I mean, you're absolutely right. They were a double win pickup here. They're going to negate that butterfly, but also going to prevent that blind. Now, Bone 7 going to get initiated on here. Resolution going to hop forward. He is going to use that newly fashioned sheepstick. That will be a kill on Clockwork before this fight even starts. Now, Resolution taking a lot of damage. Troll going to be able to grab a kill on Lion as well as Puck. Puck going to buy back right away. Owie 2000 doing a lot of damage. God going to be able to get off that time lapse, but I think he may be in trouble. 100 hit points to spare. He's headed for the hills. He's going to be able to Shikuchi away, and it looks like he may be able to survive. He is going to micro into the trees here. Oh, very nicely done, and he is going to be able to make it out. No, he's not. Oh, it was so close. Sing Sing going to connect with the whirling axes, and he is going to fall. That was a clutch play to get away from Eternal Envy, as he didn't ball of lightning in the right direction at the start, but alas, they do catch him. So kind of an awkward team fight right there. Obviously, Virtus.Pro exchanging a 2 for 3. Not what they want. No, a 4 for 2. Pardon me. Puck died and then bought back as well. So not the fight Virtus.Pro wanted by any means right there.
Yeah, picking off the puck at the start of that, that's what Rattlesnake needs to do. They need to get those pickoffs. They need to find a core hero, get him before anyone can respond with all of that and good initiation and single target they have. I mean, the Troll ultimate lets them focus down anyone very, very quickly, like you mentioned. So if they can get a core hero, pick off the puck, pick off the Weaver, someone before anyone can even respond to it, that's how they need to play. So they're certainly not out of this game, don't get me wrong. The Troll ult alone lets them put out insane amounts of damage, even against an overfarmed Weaver. But the onus is on them to make big plays. All VP has to do is basically go as 5 and execute team fights properly.
Yeah, and right there, that was not everything VP had to offer. Puck overcommitted to try and finish off that Clockwork, and we saw him kind of get picked back up a little bit there, and that forced him to overcommit. Resolution didn't even burn the Dream Coil. He got taken out before the Dream Coil went down. Lion, he has his ulti, but Naga didn't get to use the ulti for the reset there. So you're exactly right. That flash bit of burst that Rattlesnake can put out with the Troll ult, so valuable. If they can pick off one of those core heroes before the ultimates come out, that's their golden ticket. But if Virtus.Pro doesn't overcommit, if they're a little bit more patient and get that reset with the Naga ulti, Rattlesnake are really going to find themselves in a tough position coming up in these next few team fights. So the Aegis of the Immortal, where is it now? Has it been burned? And was it burned in that team fight? Actually, I don't see it in the inventory of Storm Spirit. Was it burned a while ago and I've just forgotten? Or did actually Storm Spirit fall in that fight? Because he doesn't have it anymore.
I did not notice what happened with the Aegis.
Yeah,
we're not anywhere near the time when it would have been taken away. So it must have just been burned off and we both missed it.
Yeah, it must have been in that team fight. So.
But still.
So that does swing things a little more in favor of Virtus.Pro for that fight. At least they were able to burn the Aegis, and I'll glance at chat. I'm sure folks will be happy to correct us there. But Storm Spirit starting to transition into a more tanky build. He does have that soul booster now, so of course going to be working towards the Bloodstone. Sing Sing has picked up the Butterfly, albeit not the greatest item choice here in this situation, given the 2 MKBs are already on the field. So we'll see how that works out for him. I think we mentioned Owie 2000 has finished the AUG, so of course Impetus now going to be that much more powerful. And Clockwork has picked up a Void Stone, so still really no more core items coming his way. Yeah, it looks like, it was burned in that fight. Okay, so they did burn the Aegis. Alright, so it wasn't quite as bad for Virtus.Pro. Still not the fight that they wanted at all, but at least they're able to burn the Aegis, and that will make their next engage a little bit more fluid, as it may be. Right now, Resolution, he's got the surprise inside. We've seen this combo several times today, actually. The Puck with the Life Stealer, someone with that long range to initiate, and Puck between the Illusory Orb and the Blink Dagger. It works quite well. That surprise pops out when you drop the Dream Coil, and it's quite hard to deal with. We are going to see Virtus.Pro. Looks like they do want to try and take out this mid lane of Rax. There's a glyph available for Rattlesnake here, so they will be able to try and defend this. But we'll see. Right now, all 5 members of Virtus.Pro are grouped up about the mid lane. They're eager to make it happen. Again, the Desolator on the Weaver makes him a strong force in being able to flash push down these structures. It is 19-12 here at the 34-minute mark. Lead still in favor of Virtus.Pro, though a little bit less than it was a few moments ago. Storm Spirit going to come in. That's going to be the Naga ulti to start things off. It's going to connect with Owie as well as the Storm Spirit as he moves in, and looks like they'll be able to finish off Eternal Envy before the fight starts. Eternal Envy going to buy back right away. That'll be the end of Lion here. He didn't get to burn all of his stuff. Go Black now in a little bit of trouble. The Wisp's doing a lot of healing here, and oh no, Virtus.Pro way overcommitting. The Dream Coil going to come out late, and Puck as well as the Life Stealer are the only 2 to survive. That was a 3 for 1. There was 1 buyback used, of course, on that Eternal Envy Storm Spirit, but what happened right there? I thought Virtus.Pro had the initiation.
All Bone 7 right there. basically what happened, as soon as that fight started, as soon as the Naga ult was over, he saw the Weaver who was about to move in the back, hook shot, cogs. He tried to time lapse, but couldn't get out of the cogs. And there we go. Lifestealer going down as well. He couldn't get out despite hiding in those creeps. He knew that he was just going to get revealed sooner or later. But Bone 7 with the huge plays in that last team fight. Because of the battery assault, it was very, very hard. Basically, because of the cast animation on time-lapse, you have to perfectly time the start of the time-lapse for just after the last battery assault hits. So he was just, tried to time-lapse, get stunned. Time-lapse, get stunned. Time-lapse, get stunned. Took him like 5 cycles of the battery assault before he could get that time-lapse off. And bam, right from there, with the Weaver out of the fight, they had nothing left going for them. That is most of their damage right there, because the Lifestealer is, he's kind of underfarmed. He doesn't deal as much damage as you'd like him to. He certainly deals damage, but without the Weaver, you're not going to be killing just everyone in the fight. He is most of your physical right there.
Right, and especially with the Destillator, he needs to add that minus armor debuff to allow the Lifestealer to do that huge amount of damage. So, wow, exactly right. It makes perfect sense as to why they weren't able to do well in that fight. And, of course, getting that kill onto the Lifestealer as he was trying to retreat, just a bonus right there. So they are going to be able to clear out that Tier 2 tower in the mid lane. That Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane did fall. So now things are starting to look a little more grim for Virtus.Pro, actually. It is 16 to 20 right now at the 36-minute mark. Rattlesnake still trailing by 4 kills, but the tower count basically even. There's a 1 tower advantage in favor of Virtus.Pro because they did take out that Tier 3 in the mid lane, but at this point all of the outer towers are down, and look at that gold graph starting to look a little bit like a mountain there, way in favor of Rattlesnake, and now we're getting back close to that 0 mark. The experience advantage is gone for Rattlesnake as that graph is down near right about that 0 mark as well. So Virtus.Pro, they had such an edge, and now Rattlesnake can have an opportunity to come back in this game. We'll see any other big items popping in the inventory following that fight. Troll, well, now able to grab a Helmet Dominator to go with that Manta style as well as the Butterfly, so he's now going to have a little bit more sustain. Enchantress now going to have a Plate Mail as well. So they're going to grab a few more core items, but Virtus.Pro, they want to make it happen. All 5, again, going to be in the mid lane here. And they're going to try their luck once more. This time the glyph is going to be down for Rattlesnake, though, so this could give them an opportunity to perhaps just try and focus down the barracks and then get the hell out of there. And that last fight as well, Lion just caught way too far forward. He didn't get to use that Finger of Death. It is level 2. That's 725 damage just completely mitigated by taking him out before the fight starts. But uh-oh, same story, different chapter. God going to get initiated on. This time he's going to be able to time-lapse. That'll be the end of that cooldown. Now Light of Heaven going in. Sing Sing in big trouble. Sing Sing going to be the first to fall. He'll buy back right away. Now Bone 7 in a little bit of trouble as well. He's trying to go toe-to-toe with NS. Bone 7 going to survive. NS going to get pushed back. Now Light of Heaven. He's going to fall. That'll be the end of the Lifestealer. Eternal Envy going to go down. The Weaver going to fall as well. This is chaos. Everyone getting taken out here. Now Go Black going to get repelled. Virtus.Pro, they're going to come out behind. 2 go down for Rattlesnake. 3 go down for Virtus.Pro, and there was a buyback used. So now it's going to be a 4v2 on the field as Rattlesnake with another great defense. They're now going to take the lead in this match for the first time in about 10, 20 minutes or so. Wow, what another great hold.
Did you see how much damage Owie 2000 was putting out during that fight? As soon as that Battle Trance got activated, he just ripped through those carries. And that's one of the things you kind of, at this point, you need a BKB to deal mostly with that Enchantress impetus damage, or you need to focus her down or something. Because if that Battle Trance starts running and she's still up and you don't have some kind of magic immunity running, she is just going to melt the crap out of you. Even on Weaver with his 11 armor, that pure damage obviously going right through it, being absolutely destructive. It was a beautiful, beautiful positioning setup from Owie 2000. Even though Bone 7 kind of used the Clockwork Hook a little early, got counter-initiated by the Naga with the sleep coming in, it didn't matter because Owie was just ready to tear people apart. There's such good individual play coming out from Rattlesnake in some of these fights. That's really their saving grace.
It's absolutely true. We talked about it before. Virtus.Pro, all things equal, have a little bit of a team fight advantage here, especially we're getting closer to the late game now, but in that mid game in particular, they should be able to take these fights, but absolutely every fight we've been able to pinpoint one specific person on Rattlesnake that's done a beyond exceptional job to turn that fight around. First it was the Clockwork, and even Clockwork did help initiate that fight because he did the same thing. He got that hook shot onto Weaver to start that off, so God had to burn that time lapse pretty much right away. I mean, before that fight even started, time lapse was already on cooldown, so of course that doesn't give him that option to use it later on in the fight, and once he got focused, that was it. Once they shifted their eyes onto that Weaver, down he went. So now Weaver going to be working towards a Butterfly of his own. I believe he does have a Talisman of Evasion in the inventory, so that will give him a little bit of additional survivability in these upcoming team fights, but wow, more items have come out on the Dire side. Bloodstone coming out. Someone in chat said, oh, a 40-minute Bloodstone. That was a pretty good guess. Just about a 38-minute Bloodstone there for the Storm Spirit to go with his his Orchid. And, of course, the Troll. What is Sing Sing doing? He's got a lot of gold. He's got 2,000. We'll see what he grabs next. But Aoi 2,000, now level 16, so that Impetus is going to hurt even more now that it's level 3. But also, he's going to grab a Shiva's Guard. So that's going to give Rattlesnake even more teamfight presence here. But, whoa, we're going to see some initiation. They're going to hop onto Eternal Envy. He's going to fall at the secret shop there on the dire side of the map. They're going to hop forward. Now, Aoi going to be in trouble. He's going to get hexed. He's going to take the Finger of Death right up his arse there. And Downy, no, he stays alive. Nagasai going to be able to
They want to go on Sing Sing.
Uh-oh. Are they going to do it? They're going to try to set it up on Sing Sing. The Whirling Axe is going to come out. He's going to get caught in the ensnare. The Waning Rift. Weaver is going to be able to finish off the Enchantress in the back while they try to take down Sing Sing. Sing Sing almost finishing off Light of Heaven before he goes down, but down he goes. God with a triple kill here. Rattlesnake going to be in big trouble. What's the buyback situation? Not good. Oh, no. Rattlesnake, what are they going to do here? But, oh, no, down in the bottom lane, Rattlesnake pushing in the Spirit Breaker, taking out that tier 3 tower. That's going to pull back the forces. A hookshot going to come in. Resolution going to fall right here. Now Gold Black going to be in some trouble. That battery assault doing a lot of damage. Spirit Breaker going to be able to charge forward, I believe, maybe. Yes, no, they're going to be able to press forward here. They're going to be able to poke at the Rax here. Puck going to be forced to buy back. The Rax in the mid lane now taking a lot of pressure. The Glyph going to be used by Rattlesnake. Eternal Enemy going to be back up. He's going to be able to finish off the Lion. Now he's going to go for the Weaver. He is going to burn that the Lincolns. Weaver going to be able to finish off the Barracks. Meanwhile, in the top lane, looks like Puck going to be able to repel it. Now he's going toe-to-toe with Pylai Dai. Is Pylai Dai going to be able to do it? Oh, man, he did have him bashed. Almost kept him perma-bashed there, but now he's going to go back in. No Nether Strike up, and Puck going to come back out. There's the Sheep Stick going to be used on him. Pylai Dai going to be in big trouble. Down he goes. So a weird engage right there, but when it's all said and done, Virtus.Pro come out ahead. They do defend their top lane of Rax. Their tier 3 died, and they get the mid lane of Rax at the same time. Chaos erupting here in this game around the 41-minute mark.
As bad as that was for Rattlesnake, it's so much better than it could have been because of that split push. Even though they had to sacrifice a couple of heroes for it, the fact that they forced several heroes to port back basically meant that that VP couldn't just push down 2 sets of racks. They could have at least gotten another tower, like top or bottom tower, off of that push with all the damage coming out from the Weaver if they had 5 heroes there and felt confident engaging. But as soon as the Storm came back up and picked off one, oh, Goblak.
Gold Black gonna fall, but uh-oh, it's not over yet. Storm Spirit in big trouble. He's gonna make it away with just a few hit points. No, not gonna be enough. Down he goes. Now we're gonna see Light of Heaven charge forward. Aoi 2000 caught in the Dream Coil. Puck gonna fall. Gold Black is gonna buy back. Now Light of Heaven in big trouble. Oh, my Impetus hitting for 500 as he's trying to get away. He's gonna fall. Now Clockwork gonna get taken out by the Weaver. Weaver being charged though. That's gonna give him some vision. Aoi 2000 is back in the action, or he's still in the action. Pardon me. Gold Black gonna get back now. He's gonna be in big trouble here. He's gonna get a Song of the Siren off. Oh no, Eternal Envy. He's gonna Ball of Lightning right into it, and that's gonna help the Weaver survive. But it might not be over yet. Eternal Envy with a lot of mana. He's going to hop forward. Now he's going to try to go on the Weaver. Eternal Envy has to be careful here. That Desolator going to do a lot of damage. All the while over here, another fight is erupting. Light of Heaven trying to go toe-to-toe. It is just pure chaos as both sides pound into one another. Pylai Dai in trouble. Down he goes. Weaver going to be able to come in and finish him off. Light of Heaven going to be down to 1 health. Toggling that armlet. He will survive. Now Weaver going to fall. This could be good news for Rattlesnake. Right now it's a 3v3 on the field. Buyback going to be used by the Weaver. How is God back here already?
Time lapse.
My God. Oh my God, the time lapse from the buyback! Are you kidding me? Oh, that was unbelievable. They finish off Sing Sing, and now Virtus.Pro gonna move into Roshan. Oh my God. Oh, Eternal Envy, he's in the high ground. He's going to try to snatch it. Holy shit, someone in chat, my nipples are erect. Mine are too, my friend. This is absolute insanity erupting here. 25-31 here at the 43-minute mark. I don't even know who's winning this game. Oh, Eternal Envy's going to hop into the pit. He's not going to be able to do it. He's going to suicide. Roshan going to get killed by the Radiant. Weaver going to grab the Aegis. This is bad news bears for Rattlesnake right here. What's the buyback situation? Troll going to have it. He can come. Oh, yeah, okay, he does have it. Aoi, he's still alive. Storm Spirit, no, not going to be able to buy back. A lot of buybacks were burned right there. Troll going to have to use it as they're going to push straight up the mid here, and it looks like Weaver going to migrate to the top lane. Oh no, this could be bad. Is Troll going to buy back here? Right now it's a 3v5 on the field. The Troll as well as the Storm Spirit dead at the moment. The tier 3 in the top lane going to fall. What's the Troll waiting for? He needs to get back into the action here. Oh no, now Aoi 2000 in some trouble. There we go. Sing Sing finally going to go back. He wants to save the Enchantress. He very well may be able to do it. The Shiva's going to go off. Sing Sing doing a lot of damage here. Going to burn the ulti. Pylai Dai. Oh no, Enchantress going to go down. Now Weaver going to be able to time lapse. He will survive. Bone 7. He's in a little bit of trouble here as well. It's a 3v3 on the field. Enchantress does buy back. Now the Puck going going to fall. The top lane of Rack's still alive for Rattlesnake. They're going to hold. They're going to repel. Virtus.Pro's God going to be forced to back out. He is level 25 on that Weaver. But oh no, the tier 4 towers are getting chopped away by the creeps in the mid lane. One of the tier 4s is down. The second one down to half health. Rattlesnake desperately need to respond here. There's 3 dead for Virtus.Pro. Nothing in the way of buybacks. Well, the Lion can buy back, so they have something. But Lifestealer and Puck going to be dead for another 40 seconds. Puck going to be down for 60. Oh no, I think Rattlesnake need to make something happen here.
Their big problem is here, if only they had a little bit more push coming out from their creeps, but most of the lanes, the bottom lane is kind of starting to push onto VP's side of the map, but top lane is all the way up on Rattlesnake's side. Mid lane is obviously pushing in very, very hard because of the downed Raxes, so it means they can't just kind of rush out and try to immediately get a Rax. They have to spend time pushing a lane, and that's going to cost them enough time that the Puck will be almost ready to res. The Lion's back up, the Lifestealer's almost back up, 30 seconds until the Puck. It's very unlikely they'll manage to go uphill before this Puck gets up, although as I say that, smoked up and trying to push onto the on and catch the mid lane.
Uh-oh, and they're gonna grab God. That Lincoln's gonna be down. They might be able to make it happen. Go Black gonna come in with the reset. That is the Song of the Siren. He's just now level 16, so that's gonna give it that really short 1-minute cooldown, and he's gonna be able to reset this fight. That will keep the Spider alive, so things will reset once again here. That Aegis was burned, of course. We do see God. No, it wasn't. Oh my God, it wasn't burned. Wow. Okay, so this is scary. Weaver, level 25 now. He's got the Butterfly, the MKB, the Desolator, the Lincolns, and he still has the Aegis in that last spot. Ooh, the Dyer's Courier got taken out in the mix as well. Other big item pickups, have we missed anything else? We do see a Vlad's on Spirit Breaker. That's good news. We see a couple of Ghost Scepters coming out on a Radiant side, both Lion and Naga Siren. Lion now also going to be level 16, so that's good news. Finger of Death now hitting for 1,000. That's pretty solid. He's also got a Force Staff. We did mention Puck had that Scythe of Ice, and I think that's about it in core items. Troll now has the Demon Edge, so he's going to be working towards an MKB of his own. Of course, the Butterfly in the inventory of the Weaver, helping to help keep him alive here, as Troll desperately needs it. But Sing Sing just not going to have the farm. He's got the Demon Edge, still going to be a ways off. Grabbing those last 2 items though.
Yeah, just, oh God, this push coming in from Virtus.Pro again. They are just knocking at the, oh, look at the wraparound coming. Rattlesnake wants the backstab right here. This is all about the initiation. They have no idea, even though there's a beautiful ward right there next to Bone 7, they can't see because of the smoke. This could be huge if they can pick off the Naga before the reset, or maybe the Puck or someone. Oh, and there's Sing Sing revealed. Here it goes.
They're going to make it happen. Light of Heaven going to pop out. They're going to go straight onto Sing Sing. The Dream Coil going to come out. Naga going to use the ulti. The Glyph was used. The Racks are still alive. And how's this fight going to transpire following the ult? There it is. First one to die is going to be the Storm Spirit. This could be bad. The Finger of Death going to finish him off. But the Lifestealer gets taken out right away as well. Aoi 2000 going to get caught in a disable there. He's going to try and do some damage. They're going to finish off the Lion. Rattlesnake might be able to do it. Down goes the Lion. Down goes the Naga. They're going to push into the base. Weaver, one of the only ones left alive here. But the Throne's revealed. The tier 4's down. God's just going to try to finish it off. He has a time lapse. He might be able to make something happen here. They're going to try to go for it. The Spirit Breaker going to fall. Sing Sing now going to go toe-to-toe with him. Where's the time lapse? It's not going to happen. But of course, he does have the Aegis. He's going to pop right back up here. It's the Troll and the Clockwork versus the Puck and the Spider right now. Clockwork going to fall. It's just Sing Sing going toe-to-toe with God. Men will be separated from boys, and that's going to be it. God's going to finish him off, and this match is going to end. Ultra kill coming out for God. The Throne's exposed, and it's going to get pushed. After 48 minutes of gameplay, Virtus.Pro going to be able to do it, but holy Toledo, my friends. That was one hell of a match. That is what competitive Dota is all about. Back and forth action throughout that entire game. Whew.
That was, all right, I wanted to talk about it. There was so much action. I just have to point out, basically, that game was saved for VP, or not necessarily saved, but that attempted huge play from Eternal Envy, game sense from God in the Roche pit, scouted that out so nicely. Just before Roshan was about to go down, Beatles came out to check to make sure Envy wasn't standing right up there, and they saw him. That's why he went in early, because he had bugs on him, and they started attacking him.
Okay.
Like, Weaver just turned to beat up Envy, which meant that he had no chance to steal the Aegis. That Aegis obviously ended up being incredibly pivotal during that last engagement right there. Let Virtus.Pro push in and take that throne. So really, really nice game sense by God to know that steal was coming in, know that Envy was still alive, and that he was probably looking for that, because that Aegis was so huge by the end of that game.
Absolutely right. A great thing to point out, my friend. Oh, man.